Hello guys, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to start making our front end dynamic. So now we'll be starting with our categories. We'll be making our categories dynamic. So to start doing that, the first thing we are going to do is we are going to create our model and our migration table. So creating your migration table, you are going to look at your categories now. How many fields do you actually need? As you can see, you need just two fields. That is your image and your category name. So now looking at the image, you can see the image is of a particular size. So if you are uploading different size to this story image, you have to resize the image. You have to use your Laravel application to resize the image to the default image size. So let's say this image size is 50 by 50. You are uploading an image size of 750 850. We have to use Laravel application to resize the image back to 50 so it won't elapse. So how do we do that? So we are going to be doing that by installing Laravel image intervention. So I'll teach you how to install Laravel image intervention into your Laravel application. So now the first thing we want to do before installing the Laravel image intervention is we want to create our database table, our model. We want to create our category controller. So that is the three things we want to create now. Our model for the category, our database table, which is our migration, and our category controller. So now let's go to our VS Code. So the first thing we want to do is don't need this. Don't need this for now. So you go to your control panel. Now, how do you create your database table and your migration? Actually create the two together. PHP artisan make model query and migration. So now you are creating your category model and also your category migration. You also create it separately, but I choose to create the two. You click enter. As you can see here, you have successfully created your category model and you have also successfully created your category migration, which is your category table. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to create our category controller. So I hope you remember how to create your controller. PHP artisan make controller. Then where do you want to create our category controller? We want to create it in a backend folder. So create the backend folder, backend and slash category. So these are you. So this is we are creating this category controller inside our backend folder. Now let's click enter. You can see we have successfully created our category controller inside our backend folder. Now let's check it out. So now as you can see inside your controller, we've created a backend folder and our category controller is inside. And also we've created our model, which is our category model. So now we are going to make this model guarded. What we have to do is copy this, come back here, paste it. And also inside our database, we have created our migration table. You can see created our migration table, which is our categories table. Now what do you want to do now? We want to create the tables we need here. I've gone through that before. How many table do we need here? We just need one, our image, and one, our category name. That is category image and category name. We'll also be creating what we call category slug. So let's go. I'll show you how to do that. So we've done similar thing in our user before. This is our user. Just copy. And paste it here. So what do we want to create? We want to create our image field, our category name field, and also our category slug. Our category slug. Now, what does this category slug mean? In your browser, let's say the name of your category is sports fitness. So if you click on sports fitness to view the category, your URL should be like this: /sports fitness. So now this is the slug we are creating. So if you click on this, the URL should be / name rename. So this is what we call slug. Now we are creating our slug in our database, our category name, and our category image. So now we've done that, and our category model, it's now protected, guarded. Let's go to our category controller. So our category controller, we have to support it in our web.php up here. Now I can copy this, paste it. So just copy the category controller here. And remember, our category controller is located inside our backend folder. We have to include the backend folder. Controller. So this is all we have to do for now. So now you save all. So now after doing this, you are going to click on, you are going to migrate it. You are going to migrate your category controller, your categories table into your database. You click PHP migrate. As you can see, we've created our categories table successfully. Now if you go to your browser and view it, go to your database, reload this page, you can see here, you can see the table here, categories. So we've created it successfully. So this is what we created. We created our image field, our category name field, our category slug field. Now the next thing we want to work on is how to get all this data in our backend. So how do we get all this data in our backend? First of all, let's log into our backend. Now you log in with your details. Now we are logged in. So now what we need to do is we need to create the sidebar, the category sidebar. So we are going to create it here. We'll go to our VS Code. I'll go to our sidebar, that is our resources view, our body, your site admin body, you see your sidebar. Inside your sidebar, you create manage category. So this one will be all category. And here will be add story. Now let's save all and check it out. Fresh it. So now as you can see your manage category, you can see your all category and add category. So now inside this all category, we want to fetch all the data from our database. That is, we want to fetch our image, category name, and category slug. We want to fetch it and want to load it inside here. So we want to fetch all the data from our category table. I want to load it inside this all our category. Now let's create the page for all category. I go to your VS Code. First thing you want to do is you want to create your route. Hope you remember how to create your route. So the curly braces and route. I will name it all dot category. This is our route name. So now we'll create the route in our web.php. This our route. It should be protected. That means only admin should have access to this route. So in our web.php, this is our admin middleware. So only admin will have access to this route. So now inside our admin, or not inside, so you copy this, paste it outside there. You also copy this, and paste it here. Now what we want to do here is now we want to create our route. You can see in this admin route here, admin controller was repeated in all the lines. So we don't want to do the same thing here. Now we want to work in our category controller, and we don't want to repeat it the way we repeated our admin controller here. So this is how we tackle this issue. This is how you go about it. So this is how you go about it. You type in your route, then your controller, and the controller you are working on, that is your category controller. You copy it, you paste it, and after that will be your class. And outside this bracket, you will group it, group your function, after that your curly braces. So don't forget your semicolon. So now once you group it, now you won't need to repeat your category controller in every line the way you repeated your admin controller here. See, it's very easy to grasp. So now we are, which route do we want to create? Our all category route name. So now that will actually be the easy one. So you just type in your route, then it will be a get method because we want to get all the data from our database to showcase it in our all route page. So now you get, that will be route get, and inside here you will type in your your URL, the URL you want to use. So you can name it slash all category. After that, you type in your method name. So what method name do you want to give it? You can give it all category. So this should be in single quotes. So after your method name, you write your name route down. That will be name. What is your name route? Name route is the one we've given it here in the sidebar. That is all category. We'll copy it, paste it. As you can see, we escape writing our category controller here. Now we've grouped it. This our route now is now inside our category controller, so we don't need to repeat it. We've already called it here once. Now all these routes, it's inside our admin middleware. That means if you are not an admin, you won't have access to this route. So now let's write some of the notes down. We paste it. That will be all category. All category. All category route. So here you type end all category routes. As simple as that. Now that we've gotten we've created the route here, so we'll work on this method name in our category controller. So let's open our category controller. Close this, we don't need it. Let me open our category controller. Inside our category controller, type in our public function. What is our method name? Method name is all category. So now all we want to do is we want to get all the data. From our category table. So want to get all the data inside here. So how do we go about that? So we'll get it using a variable. You type in a variable. You can name the variable category. So now if we want to get all the data from our category database, from our category table, we're going to get it using your model, using the category model. So first of all, you need to load the model here. So you use it, use app. Where is our model located? It's located inside our app and inside our models. Type in models and our category.php. That'll be category. So this is how you call your model. You have to call it here. So now to get your category, get all the data in your category, you are calling it with this variable. Then you type in the model name category to have access to the database category, and that will be latest. So the latest data and get all. You get all. So now you will return view the page. Return view. Inside the return view, where do we want to showcase our all category? So we are going to create a folder and a page for it. We'll create a folder which is in our backend. We'll create a folder called backend. And inside our backend, we'll create another folder called category. And inside our category, we'll now create the file. Or so now after doing this, we are going to compact this variable here. That will be comma compact variable here, which is category. So this will be in single quotes. And your semicolon. So add some of the notes here. This will be end. It's as simple as this. So now we've gotten all the data in our category table using this variable here. So now let's create this folder and this page. So now inside our resources view, we're going to create this folder called backend. Inside our view, create the folder called backend. So we'll create another folder also called category inside our backend folder. After that, we will create the file which is all category. Inside our category folder, we'll create the file called all category.blade.php. Made a mistake with the name. .blade.php. So now the first thing we want to do here, we want to load our extend and our section, our admin dashboard page. So from our admin dashboard page, that will be from our index blade. So we'll load our end and section. Let's copy it, paste it. Then our end section. We'll copy our end section also. Paste it. So what this gives us in our all category page, it gives us our header, our sidebar. So let's save or run our PHP artisan optimize. Now let's reload the page. Check it out. Reload it. Now go to your all category. As you can see, these are our all category page. You can see your sidebar is loading. These are all category. Sidebar, your header, everything is visible. Now let's visible our category table here, where it will display all our category page. So now how do we what table do we want to use? If you go to your exercise file, so inside your exercise file, you will see your backend thing. Inside your backend thing, let's click on index. So now what type of table do we want to load? Okay, we can see our table here. See your basic table, not this. I see your data table here. Okay, this type of table we want to load. Show your number of entry and you can search. So now how do we load this table? Where do we locate it? You locate it in your backend team. So you go to your backend team. You see your table data table. Let's click it. Exactly, this is exactly what we need. So now you just right click and open with your VS Code. So once you open with your VS Code, this is the sidebar. We don't need the sidebar. Don't need the header also. Okay, this is your page wrapper. So all what we need is we need it from our page content, because if you remember well, from our admin dashboard, you go to your admin dashboard, we have loaded we loaded it from our wrapper, so we don't need to copy our wrapper again, so we just need it from our page content. Now you just copy your page content it and go to your all category page, you paste it, and let's save all and check it out. Save all. Now let's reload our all category page and see visible. If you can see, we are missing something here. The search bar is not showing, and also the number of entries too, they are not showing. So the search bar number of entries are not. So to make that show, we need to copy the CSS and JavaScript of our data table. So you go to your VS Code, you go to your data table HTML, you come to the CSS, you look for your data table CSS. As you can see, data table. So you copy this. Once you copy this in your admin dashboard, I'm going to paste it down here. You add a note for it. Copy this, paste it here. You name it data table. And also you will check for the JavaScript also, if it has the data table. You can see it also has data table. It also have a script also, data table. So you copy these two, you just copy it, come to your admin dashboard, come down here, add this, you paste it. Remember these two scripts here, we have to link it to our asset the way we link all this, our asset backend. I hope you remember. So what you can do, you can just copy it from here, copy this, paste here, and also copy this too, paste here, paste here. So now you've linked it to your location of your CSS and your JavaScript. You also do that for your CSS too. You do this for your CSS, paste this here, you copy this also, copy this, you paste here. We did not copy this with you. You paste it like this, correct manner, paste it. Now let's save all and check it out. So you can see the search bar and the number entries are not showing. So let's reload. You can see now it's visible. Our show number of entries. And now let's make all this page clean. Let's don't need this table import. We'll make this page empty. So from data table import, let's delete it. You can take this off, we don't need this. In your all category, search for data table imports. This is it here. So you minimize this. So div start, div end. So from this your H6, take everything away. We save all and check it out. Save all. Reload. You can see our data table import is gone. So now let's make this page empty. Let's delete all the data inside, because the data we need is all the data from our database, which is currently empty though. We'll still put data there. So we want only the data inside here be visible here. So let's clear all this. Go to your VS Code. Now I want to delete all the data here, all the data inside the table. Now let's delete everything. Let's delete everything and leave just one. Let's leave this first here, then delete everything here. We'll delete to this point. Now you save all. Reload. And see we have just one data left. So now let's rename all this, and also we don't need these settings. Let's make the page. So we are in this part we are going to need a button here which will indicate add category. So if you want to add category, the button will be here where you just click and add category. Now let's do that. So you go to your VS Code, come up here, this table here, this is it here. We don't need, we'll make it a button. So now to make it a button, we'll just type a really basic HTML code. That will be button. Inside the button to be a type, of button, and also the class will be btn array. We'll close the on there. We'll make it ex5, also a radius of 30. So after doing that, we'll close it and end the button. So we can now write add category. This, all this li here, we'll remove it, we don't need it. So we can cut this one here, cut it, and we'll paste it right here. Paste it right here. And also these settings here, we don't need this settings button here. So this is the div here, the div start, the div end. Remove it. So let's save all and check it out. Now reload. You can see our button add category. So this data example, move it and just write all category list. Now you save all. Reload. So now in our next video, I'll be showing you how to make this particular line dynamic. See you in the next video.